Mania is down and still not 100% accuracy. Will WrestleMania 22 be the one? Let's find out. So, of course, before we begin, a few facts. The event took place on April 2nd, 2006, from the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois. The attendance was 17,155. 28 wrestlers participated at this event. Now we're going to kick it off with match one. From my memories when I watched this live, I wasn't at the arena. I didn't live in Chicago, Illinois ever. But I was at a friend's house, and it was about 3 or 4 of us, and we used to actually do like a little, kind of like what culture or Cultaholic does, where you predict the winners. Back then it was just a piece of paper, and the bragging rights were basically, for the whole year. I think at the end of the whole year, someone did get like a little trophy if we had the best score. But I remember these matches. But as far as figures, the first match kicking off is not technically accurate. You can't see in the picture. I looked up another photo, but it was only a video of it. But Chris Masters actually wearing like a white attire. Even though this says WrestleMania 22, it's more blue. It's all blue, whereas it's almost all white. I honestly thought these two would win the tag belts, but if you want to recreate this match, you can in Jack's form. You can also recreate it in Mattel, but it won't be accurate either way. Then on to the WrestleMania 22 match 2, and now this is interesting. Jack's actually created WrestleMania 22, these 6 participants of the ladder match, and from the life of me, from what I've seen, I mean, these are pretty accurate attires. I think Shelton might be, the color scheme's there, but this is kind of an older look to it. It is red and black. It is red and black. I kind of counted it because it could just be deco. They couldn't afford to do that. There's Matt, though. RVD's in his red singlet. Ric Flair in black tights, or not tights, trunks. Finley was in this attire as well. I think his boots might have had more detail to them, and then Lashley, of course, back then was just black biker shorts. So if you want to recreate this, you can. You can recreate this as well in Mattel. They won't have the proper attire though. Shelton's only got his flashback ECW Golden Standard blonde, or his I want to say. I forget the team with Chad Gable. I forget what they were. It was a short-lived team. Maybe one day we'll get a Hurt Business Shelton. Then on to the third match, and accuracy-wise, this is pretty accurate. That Benoit, I think, if I turn it around, I think it does have the little red slashes. Benoit's are obviously taboo or even hard to come by nowadays, because a lot of them who have gotten them either have customized them into Mattels, or they have destroyed them, or they're just on a collector's shelf, never to be reproduced again. And I can understand why. I'm not going to go into that. But if you want to also recreate this in Mattel, you can't. They've not made Benoit, but Jax did make both these guys. Then on to match 4, you have Edge versus Mick Foley, and Mattel knocked this out of the park. These are basically the WrestleMania 22 match that took place right here. Sans a flaming table, of course, but I think you could get a Jack-specific Mick that comes like a decal of burning. The Edge, of course, is not the best. He kind of looks like a knockoff version of Test in the face. Then on to the 5th match, and while Boogeyman and Booker T are very accurate, Sharmell is not. She actually wore like a red wrestling dress attire, so I couldn't count that as accurate. But that's the intergender handicap match. Of course, if you do Mattel, Boogeyman is way more detailed than the Jax Boogeyman. It has more tassels and color to it. And of course, you could get King Booker, or you can get like a WrestleMania 19 Mattel Booker. Now to match 6, you have Mickie James versus Trish, and it is not accurate. Trish had like kind of all black attire. This Mickie is close. They never made the Mickie in that attire. Of course, she did something she shouldn't have done to get heat during the live taping. I'm not going to say it. You can always watch it or hear the interviews about it. And does the streak continue? Yes, it does. And Jax knocked it out with an Undertaker and Mark Henry 2-pack from the WrestleMania 22. Gold knee pads, gold singlet outline. This is before Henry would start getting more decals. This is around the time when he returned and just started tearing up everybody as a major threat, surprisingly. I remember I was kind of bummed he didn't win the world title at the time against Kurt Angle before. But then facing the Undertaker in a casket match wasn't the greatest match, but it was still a very entertaining match, and you can recreate it. Then on to the No Holds Barred match, and this was an emotional roller coaster in a sense. There was times I thought Shawn would lose. Jack never made that Shawn Michaels, but Mattel did, as you can see right here in basic form. Of course, you can get a Jax Vince McMahon in gray hair, even though he's kind of dyed his hair here. Mattel does have some, but they don't have that singlet like that, to my knowledge. They have the one without the shirt in the elite form, and then they have the basic, but with the cut-off sleeves with the whole suit when he wore it against CM Punk. Then you have the triple threat, and for the most part, it is accurate. You can get the Kurt Angle stars and stripes kind of look. This is kind of also his ECW look right before he kind of left. He'd leave a few months later. Mattel never knocked that look out in that sense, so you have to get the Jax version. And then Mattel did knock out a 2-pack of Ray and Orton from that WrestleMania match. You can also get a entrance great Ray with the headdress. As you can see, the boots are not accurate. He's wearing black on there, but then here he's got white boots. So it's not 100% accurate. You probably want to go with the headdress one if you wanted the more accurate looking attire, but this is very close. And then you've got the Playboy pillow fight match, and it is not accurate. They've only ever made one Ashley Mazzaro. She came with a 2-pack with Melina. She's no longer on this earth. I don't see them ever really wanting to build one in Mattel form, or Candice for that matter, so it's going to stay as it is. And then the main event, the John Cena versus Triple H. I do believe there's a Mattel Triple H out there, and the John Cena is pretty reminiscent of his Ultimate figure that came out. But if you want authentic, look, Jax WrestleMania 22. Jax was really big on when WrestleMania came out, almost building like almost all the attires of the main matches. I mean, obviously sans the restroom break matches, no offense, but the Playboy pillow fight, that kind of stuff. But if you wanted the 2-pack here, this is the way to go right here. Now, before I go into the stats real fast, someone did say that they would be interested to see how much this would cost to recreate this. Maybe not accurate 100%, but just in general. So if that's something moving forward, I haven't gotten any comments about it yet. I thought about it. I know that I'm starting another series, the Dragon Ball Z series and the Power Rangers series in the future. And if that's something people are interested in seeing, is me finding out how much it would cost to recreate these in figure form. In other words, finding these figures either through eBay, average pricing or current pricing, mock, that kind of stuff. In the comments, let me know and I'll do that. But let's get finished here. So the stats, you could recreate this WrestleMania. Everyone is here. 100%. You need 30. I thought it was only 28 figures. Whoops. I messed up a little bit on the numbers. I apologize for that, but apparently there's 30 figures for 100%. Mattel only had 26, so we are missing like Charmel and Ashley and Candice and Chris Benoit. So it's accurate about 63%. And I do apologize. I'll have to change that. I must have miscalculated. Only the count of the numbers. But with that being said, I want to thank you for watching. Ring the bell. We've got the WrestleMania 23 edition coming up. I know I've been posting these a little bit farther in between. I plan to do all 37 WrestleManias, and then I will continue on going towards either Survivor Series or Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble will take some time because it is 30 men, 40 men in one Royal Rumble. So naturally, that's going to be very different. As always, after WrestleMania 30, I'll be doing the Void edition for that one. It's not very long because I've noticed there's not many people that didn't get made into an action figure. So, not like the first two anyway. But continue to watch. I noticed some people are starting to watch these. I appreciate it. And again, suggestions are welcome. I know you probably want this more in a video than a click point presentation, but I still haven't figured out how to put it in video.